Hello and welcome to For Heaven's Sake, a Seventh Heaven podcast. We are your co-hosts, Lady J.
And T.
How are you, T?
I'm a little cold.
Are you?
Yeah.
Should I turn the heater on?
No. I've just been cold all day. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'll be honest, I'm battling a little bit of a cough right now. It's not a full-blown cough, but it's like I have my moments.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my best to not cough into the mic, but just bear with me, dear listeners. I know it's an annoying sound, but I'll try to keep it under wraps.
Now everyone's looking forward to this cough.
I was about to do it. And I had to check myself.
Well, if it happens, it happens.
I mean, yeah. It wouldn't be the first time I've coughed on this podcast, but it's usually because I'm laughing too hard, not because I'm actually sick.
Always fun.
So I think it's official. The show has broken its streak of good luck.
Yeah.
This episode is right back into the turd bin.
I think so.
Ring
around the Rosie.
Okay, so I want to talk about this. So this is episode 1004, titled Ring Around the Rosie. Before we get into the spoilies and all that, I want to just mention, this is how in denial I am about the existence of Rose, that when I read that title, I was like, oh, they should have made it Ruthie, so it's named after a character.
Shit.
And it wasn't until I pressed play and saw Rose's disgusting face that I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh. And then you went, oh, please no.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know. So the Amazon Prime spoilie for this episode is Simon's parents object to his living with Rose. And the DVD description is Lucy feels like a failure when one of her students gets into trouble until Martin comes to her for advice, which I don't even know if that's the right way to describe what happens, but
goes to Lucy for help, I think, is more like it.
But it's also not the thing that makes her no longer feel like a failure.
Yeah, that's true.
It's weird. And then we have Eric disapproves of Simon living with Rose. So
okay, no
new information there. But yeah, so let's talk about Lucy. Let's talk about this whole thing.
Lucy.
If we'll recall, right, Lucy had that moment, I guess maybe last episode, where she was focusing on repairing her relationships with the women, especially in the congregation, who had tried to oust her.
Yeah, that's why she threw that social.
Right. And so she's feeling really good about herself. The social was a big hit. She's crushing the reverend game, whatever. And then now she's feeling a little bit of the pressure on the other end with her home life and Kevin and Savannah and stuff. She's finding herself she doesn't know where the baby things are. Kevin's handling it, whatever. And then so she's apparently earmarked this day to spend her day with her daughter. It's her daughter day or whatever. But then she gets a call from one of her girls in her class that needs her. It's an emergency or whatever.
Yep.
And you can tell she's a little torn about it, but she recognizes this is her job and it's her duty kind of, so she's she knows she has to go. So she goes and she talks to this girl. So right away, I'm thick Russian accent on this one. I mean, she's doing a decent job of trying to not have it. And maybe she doesn't. Maybe that's just her accent. Is that, right? She's probably born in Russia, but came to America really young and has a little bit of a remnant of an accent or whatever. Maybe. But you can hear it. It comes through in certain words. And we have a clip we'll play and you can definitely hear it in the clip. But so she's talking to Lucy about her sexual experiences or whatever with her boyfriend. You know what? Okay, let's just play the clip. Okay. Because it kind of speaks for itself.
But in class, you're always talking about your plan to go to college and finish school and start your career before you have this kind of relationship.
I know, but I lied. I love the class. I love everything that you say in it. About believing in yourself, taking pride in who you are, and who you are being more than just a sexual person.
Then what happened?
I don't know. Maybe we should have boys in that class. Because whenever I'm with my boyfriend, Well, what he wants, it's more important than what I want.
Why is he more important? Why is what he wants more important than what you want for yourself?
Because I love him?
But you can love him and you can love yourself. You can love him and still put yourself first.
Yeah, but my point is I didn't. And now I'm in trouble.
What kind of trouble?
I'm pregnant.
Boom. Shocking no one.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much fatigue for teen pregnancy stories on this show.
Same here.
Like, I'm so over it.
I know.
There's 2 more seasons, or at this point, as far as they knew, this was their last season.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you guys over it?
Yeah. Let's get 1. Oh, wait, 2 in. Like, if you know.
I mean, technically Sandy's not a teen, but yes, you're right. Like, yes. Like, it's so fucking annoying already.
I know.
Like, one trick pony, the show. Like, what more could we say about teen pregnancies? Like, and I mean, okay, to be fair, it does end up kind of being more about Lucy than about this girl and her pregnancy or whatever, which
Yeah.
ends up not even being a pregnancy or whatever. But like, still though,
Yeah.
it's not even like a big what? Oh my God moment anymore. Because you're
No.
like, obviously they had sex, so she's pregnant. Like,
Yeah.
obviously.
I think the only difference between how she handles it and how Eric handles it, Lucy isn't talking about abstinence.
Right. And she
She-
does say that her girls' class isn't going to be about abstinence.
Yeah. And so now she's like, well, what are you going to do to protect yourself if you're going to be active? And I was like, okay, yay, we're having this talk. It's not no more sex. No more sex.
Right. You mean like after when she finally
Yeah.
does come over to, yeah. Okay. So, right. Because, so this girl, Lizzie, wants Lucy to come with her to tell her parents that she's
Yeah.
pregnant, which leads to another moment this season between Lucy and Eric. Like, this keeps, it's like, it's happened like twice already. Maybe this is the second or third time where Lucy's having like a crisis of not faith, but like, you know, like purpose in the world or whatever,
yeah.
and coming to Eric for advice, as you would, considering that he's in the same, you know, life path or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, and I'll say this, I'm really proud of Eric in this episode for how he deals with Lucy.
Yeah.
And also for how he's dealing with Ruthie. And like, it seems like he's really taking his father's advice to heart.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing of like, you know, like give your kids the tools to believe in themselves and
Yeah.
like work through their own stuff and trust that they're like, give them the tools to trust in themselves and
Yeah.
you also trust in them
Yeah.
to like handle. You
Let
know
them
what I mean?
let them deal with their shit.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I feel like he's really doing that, especially with Lucy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's really not trying to like hold her hand through
No.
this job. Like, he's like, and she's like, come with me to talk to these parents. And he's like, I think you can do this. Like, and I
Yeah.
think you should. And I think it's exactly what you need to do right now. And like, I'm really proud of him for that, you
Same.
know? Because it would have been so easy for him to be like, oh yeah, I got it. You know,
Yeah.
I've done this a million times, whatever, you know?
It was nice to see that.
Yeah.
I'll admit. Yeah. I remember going, oh, Eric, good for you.
Yeah,
Good on you.
It's really interesting to see Eric like grow.
Yeah.
After so many seasons, like to like see a moment for him where he's
I
like
know.
practicing something he's learned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, you know, with Ruthie using him as a scapegoat.
That's right.
I was like, oh, come on. No, Ruthie, you're stronger than this.
Yeah.
Like, and you're smarter than this. You
know.
are.
Dude, okay. Let's fucking talk about it. I mean, we're jumping all over the place. I don't even care. I'm done with Lucy as far as I'm concerned. But
Except the last moment. Anyways.
what about Lucy?
Well, just Martin.
Oh, well, right, which we'll get to because
Yeah.
it unravels itself. But yes, you're right. Finally.
Oh, I know.
A breadcrumb has been laying before us.
I
T.
know.
A fucking breadcrumb.
I didn't know that she was going to admit it.
I'm just as shocked as you. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, like especially with all the Sandy stuff that Martin's been dealing with and
Yeah.
the Meredith of it all, like I really kind of just thought like, okay,
They're
if
not even going to touch this.
If they do, it's not going to be this season, or it's going to be
Yeah.
like at the back half, or like I'm not like I kind of had hung up my hopes on it or whatever, and then all of a sudden Annie and Ruthie are having a heart to heart,
yeah.
and Annie, like, first of all, I love that Annie knows her kids so well. Like, I love that she's able to talk to them in a way, or like, I don't mean talk to them, but like she's able to like draw stuff out of them in a way that doesn't feel like a parent doing that with a kid, you know, like she's like a homie, you know what I mean? She's like, they're like talking and she's like, you know what I think, especially, you know, given that you're a keen observer of relationships, that, you know, whatever. I mean, she's so like diplomatic and awesome in how she talks to Ruthie in this scene. But she's basically like, my theory is that you see Martin liking Meredith and, you know, she used to be with Jack. So you think you want to be with Jack because it's the first step in Martin liking you.
Yeah.
And Ruthie's like, I mean, she doesn't do a good job of hiding it very well, but she's like, no, we're like really good friends. Like, I don't like, no, you know, whatever. And then Annie says more things like, okay, well, you know, like be a friend then, or, you know, whatever. And Ruthie's like, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's true that I like him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, woohoo. But it sucks because the problem too is like, I know Ruthie's on to Martin and the whole Sandy thing. Yeah. Like Ruthie knows, I mean, maybe she doesn't know that Sandy's pregnant, but I feel like Ruthie knows that there's something Martin's not telling her about Sandy. Yeah. And so I feel like that's also sort of like hedging or coloring her, like her view right now of him, because not only is he like actually taken by Meredith, like there's also this Sandy thing hanging over their head, you know, or his head or whatever. So I do think that Ruthie's like, I'm just going to like take my time. Like she's not going to try to make any moves happen. No, you know what I mean?
She's not going to.
At least if she was smart, she wouldn't.
Yeah. I think she's a little calculated. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, she's reading the room, or she's reading what's happening. Absolutely. And she's always been, you know, a detective. She likes to know the full detail of every situation. So
I don't know. I'm excited for Ruthie, but I also just like,
do you know what you're walking into when it comes to liking Martin right now?
I don't know that she knows the full picture. And
another thing, like Meredith is your friend.
I know. I know she knows that too.
So like, I don't see her I don't see her going after him.
Yeah.
I don't see Ruthie doing that. I can't see her actively doing that. Like she's not going to go after Martin. I don't see her doing that right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can. But, you know, with this whole like Sandy thing, like you said, like hanging over their heads, I don't know where that leaves Meredith and Ruthie. I don't.
In relation to Martin or between themselves?
No, in relation to Martin. Because like, what if Meredith in the next few episodes, like when she finds out about this pregnancy?
Yeah.
What do you I don't know. Is she
like, bye boy?
Them?
I know. Okay, this is the other thing. Like, I wrote it down in my notes. I was like, I still can't believe Martin is acting like he doesn't have a responsibility. Like he's still in denial about this, or not even denial, because denial is not the wrong word, because like he knows it's happening. He just seems to be like choosing to ignore it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Doesn't Ruthie bring up Sandy?
She does
to Martin in this episode. Well,
she keeps doing that. That's why I say
like she's like, oh, she was at the social.
Yeah, like that's why I'm saying like she's not an idiot. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that she knows exactly what's happening, but I think that she understands that something's happening.
Yeah. Like she knows that there's a secret that she's not in on, but she's gonna try to figure this out.
Yeah,
I don't know. Ooh, Ruthie, be careful, honey.
I know.
And if you're gonna do it. I don't know.
I know, but. Finally, Martin like grows a pair in this episode.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of. He goes to Lucy. Like, if he was really growing a pair, he'd go to Eric, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
But maybe it's because he doesn't want... I don't think he knows what he wants to do.
That's fair.
So he's like, right now, he's just sending someone in. He just wants to
talk it out rather than like be like, get me to where I need to be or whatever.
I think... he needs to understand the full scope or maybe what's happening and talk this out. And then I think when the decision comes, when he truly accepts it, I'm sure Eric is going to walk in.
For sure.
Like it has to be. I can't imagine Eric not getting involved.
Yeah.
Because she's a college student and he's still in high school. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I just can't imagine Eric not.
And where's Martin's dad in all of this? Like
landscaping, duh.
They keep talking about him as if he's just so busy landscaping.
He's in Langley. Okay, we get it.
No, but so he does go to Lucy and tells her what happened between him and Sandy. And I love that, like, initially when he's like, I want to talk, and Lucy's like, okay, cool, like, is it about Sandy or whatever? And, you know, and she doesn't know what's coming. So she's like, oh yeah, like you want my help to get rid of her? Like, tell me what you want to say to her. Then I'll see if I can say it in a way that like softens the blow.
Right.
And then he tells her, and you can tell like now she's strengthened her. She has like this like renewed strength in her calling.
Yeah.
And how she's going to handle this. And she's not like, she doesn't quiver like when she did when Lizzie told her news.
Yeah.
She's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you know,
let's talk.
Let's figure it out, you know, which I love that for Lucy. I think that's like so important for her to, you know, be able to like hear that stuff from people and not let it like completely like derail, like, you know, break her down to tears every time or whatever, you know.
I don't know. It's kind of nice to see her walking in her path. It's nice.
It is.
Yeah.
It's cool. And I don't know, did you get the sense, and maybe I'm just reading into it, maybe I over or misread it or whatever, but did you get the sense that there's a little bit of unhappiness on Kevin's part being a stay-at-home daddy?
I don't know. I don't think so. I just
you know when I felt it? I'll tell you.
When
Lucy gets the call from Lizzie being like, I need you, it's an emergency. And Kevin's like, okay, but I thought this was your day with your daughter. Like, and he didn't even say it like quite like that, but like he's like, he does say it like, I thought this was your day with your daughter. And that made me like take a step where I was like, oh, like, and were you just looking forward to not having a day with your daughter? Like, what's that about? You know?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like, he's really stepped into the role where he is all mush, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, I think he wants Lucy home right now. Like, I really think he wants her home right now. Because
he's just all about like family and home and
right
like,
now,
coziness.
this is where he's at. Which is an interesting color on him.
It is an interesting color. Dare I say the best color we've seen on him ever.
You like him. You want to be around him kind of right now.
Yeah.
And
well, you know what too? You know why I'll say, I mean, my opinion is because for the first time, maybe he's, what's the word I'm looking for? Innocuous.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Is that the right word? I feel like I'm conflating two different words in my head, but like basically like he's not really doing anything to be one way or the other. Like he's just there. And so I'm like, okay, like fine. like he's not like pissing me off with what he's saying or doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's true.
he's fine. Like he's pleasant because he's not really like ruffling any feathers. You know what I mean?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of want to see him ruffle feathers, but just not like how he did in the previous season.
That's true.
It was just a lot of crazy shit that they were giving him to say.
That's true.
I don't know. But
that's true because we've seen Kevin like get into hijinks and stuff where you know, where he's carrying a story and it's fun. But to your point, like last season, Kevin was just like all over the place of just like, what's your deal, dude?
Yeah. Let's see what happens. I don't know. As of right now, I'm okay with this. Right now, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kevin will decide to go back. I really wonder about that.
Part of me thinks he will. I like in my heart of hearts, I feel like all of this is leading up to him getting restless and like wanting to go back.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm not. Maybe it's not even about that he's gonna get restless, but like I feel like he's gonna realize like, you know, he wants to have sounds bad, but like a greater purpose in life, you know, and that he loves being a cop and that he does want to do that again.
Yeah, I guess so. But as you said that, I don't know why. I just remembered Ben and him, and like when it comes to why they picked the profession that they picked, Ben chooses to be a firefighter because of his dad, and literally fights the fires that his dad
can't fight anymore.
Exactly. And with Kevin, that wasn't the case. Ben is chasing a ghost. Kevin isn't.
That's true.
He
likes the job.
He likes the job. He likes the duty. So I'm curious, like, so does he have a drive? Like, is he going to have that purpose? I wonder.
See, T, you're just asking all the right questions.
I don't know. I'm just curious.
You're like really honing in on like the philosophical questions.
I mean, I know we're saying like this is garbage right now, this episode, walking into that territory.
Yeah.
But so far, it is their meatiest season.
For sure. Oh, for sure.
So now I'm like,
for sure.
Okay, I'm engaging. This should have happened season 2, maybe 3.
I know.
I
know. Like, would it have killed them? Would it have killed them to give us like interesting storylines and things to consider and talk about?
Nope.
I know. But then see, okay, it's a weird thing now that we're talking about on the meta level, right? It's a weird thing that happens with television, right? Like a show that's like so good in its first 3, maybe 4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
It's like a steep drop off after that because they run out of good things.
That's true.
Right? So I'm not saying that that this is like blessing in disguise because this show lasted way longer than it ever should have.
It's true.
But like in a way, if you go into it your season knowing it's your last, go for broke. You can't, there's no going back from here. It's just like this is everything, right? Kind of makes sense that you lay all your cards on the table, that you bring your A game when you know it's your last hurrah.
It's true.
Which doesn't bode well for season 11, by the way.
I know.
Although we kind of always knew that because scrambling at the last minute to come up with 22 episodes that you didn't know were coming probably is never a good idea.
I can only imagine the writer's room. Everyone is just like having a cigarette, one on their ear and like coffee. Like, oh my God, where do we start?
Is your writer's room in your head in the 50s?
Yeah. Yep.
Is everyone in front of a typewriter? Papers flying everywhere?
I don't know about a typewriter, but I can just see everybody like talking shit to each other. We're back here again. We have to start this all over.
We'll have to see too if it's the same writer's room.
Oh,
like if
true.
It's your Jeff Olsons and your Chris Olsons and your Brenda Hamptons and Diana Radas and stuff.
That's true.
We'll see.
Right? Because imagine they said, no, I'm done. Peace out, man. 10 seasons.
But I suppose if you've lasted this long and they're like, one more, let's go for one more ride, no one's going to be like, I'm out. Like,
true.
Who knows? We'll see. That's a whole season away. Well, less than that. But anyway. But yeah, no, to your point, yes. So far, this is an interesting season.
Yeah.
And we always know this is going to be the case. Even on a great season, there's always going to be a few turdy episodes.
Yeah, of course.
The law of averages or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know. Oh boy. I guess, does that leave us with our pièce de résistance?
Oh, shit.
I really... Girl, I don't even know what to tell you. I'm like, I don't know. I need a drink.
I don't know.
Yeah. Rose just continues to defy my expectations for human behavior.
She's quite a disgusting person. Really.
Like, my skin crawls. Thinking about her and watching her machinations on the screen and her twisting of words and her manipulations. And I'm just like, how much deeper can this hole go that we're digging?
Yeah.
I mean, how much more in the mud can we get with this character?
It's Simon. Boy, oh boy.
But I will say, for the first time since Rose was introduced in this episode, Simon's reacting like you would expect a normal person to react to this type of behavior.
Yeah, it's just funny that he's like, he went home.
You want to play that clip?
Oh, please.
So he comes home, right? He came home at the end of the last episode for the social.
Yeah. I love that they were picking right up from the social.
Pretty much. It was pretty nice.
It's like the end of the night. All right, we're cleaning dishes. I'm like, why? Why?
Right. And wait, but before we get into this whole Simon of it all, though, we have to talk about this hilarious, like, 5-minute weird exposition preamble scene between Eric and Annie exchanging anecdotes about why they can't sleep. Like, like Eric's like, well, I can't sleep because I can't stop thinking about Ruthie. And Annie's like, well, I can't sleep because I can't stop thinking about Simon and Sandy. I can't sleep because what was up with that? Or like, they're both like talking about how they can't sleep. And then Annie's like, the twins can't sleep because they think they have girlfriends. And I'm just like, and Simon's not even home yet. Like this whole like hilarious thing of back and forth banter of like why they can't sleep. Like it was so weird.
It was their own episode recap.
It was really weird. Yeah,
it was their own recap. I wonder if they had a recap on the previous episode of Seventh Heaven. Like,
and then they did it again with Annie and Eric. But yeah, going back, it was really funny. But anyway, so then Eric comes home in the middle of the night or whatever because we saw him leave with Sandy and he hasn't been seen since. So he comes home and they're like, where were you? And he's like, oh, I had to talk to Sandy. And they're like, okay. And he's like, yeah, she's just going through some stuff, whatever. And then they're like, okay, like, why are you home? You said you had bad news about Rose or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's late. Let's not talk about this now. And they're like, no, let's fucking talk about it. So like cut to, right, he's told them. And then they're all like the 2-minute silent scene is them like, each of them like trying to leave the table and then getting upset and like sitting back down and like trying to open their mouth to speak and not being able to, and like just like I do with Rose every time. It was really funny. And so then we talk and then
well, what I was going to say is why don't we sleep on it?
Oh, now why don't we not? Because sleeping on it isn't going to change what I have to say.
Me neither.
You are not living with Rose or any other woman before you get married, and you're especially not going to live with Rose at my expense. Our expense. We're not paying for an apartment for you to share with Rose.
Are you nuts? No, I really mean that. Are you out of your mind? Did you really think that your father and I would allow you and Rose to live together?
I think I'm old enough to make my own decisions.
Based on what? Because so far, every decision you've made...
stinks.
Yeah. It stinks.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well, that's our opinion. Our opinion is your parents who are paying for your apartment.
What if I paid for my apartment?
Doesn't matter. You're not living with Rose.
But I am.
No, you're not.
Actually, I am. Because Rose already moved in.
Well, she's moving out.
Well, okay. If that's how you guys feel about it.
That was way too easy.
Yeah, it's almost as if he wanted us to tell him no.
Why would he want us to tell him no?
Because he wants to be with Sandy.
Sandy isn't a better choice, guys.
I know, but I love that like Sandy has become this like big red herring.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to describe it. Like I feel like everyone's crutch character is Sandy. Like Rose uses Sandy to like be like why to explain why she can't move out.
Yeah.
Simon, like Annie and Eric are using Sandy to be like why Simon's being weird about Rose, or like all this weird stuff. It's like Sandy has become this like mythical creature.
Yeah.
That like meanwhile the one person who needs to be in line with her completely is in denial about the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh man.
So I want to talk about Simon's acting in this scene, or David Gallagher's acting in this scene. He's doing this very interesting thing where, because they're all like, no, you're not. Like, you're not living with her. And he's like, but I am, though.
Yeah.
He's doing this weird... I can't quite tell if it's like he's trying to be a petulant teenager.
Yeah.
You know, that's the mode he's turning on as an actor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he's doing that on purpose so they see him as a petulant teenager so that then they could be like, no, we're putting our foot down. Like, we will come up there ourselves if we have to.
I think it's the second one. I think he's
acting at it.
He's acting to be rebellious. It's like, I'm going to give you all the arguments that you're going to hate, but I'm waiting for the no.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Okay.
I'm like, he's not, because he didn't convince me that he really gives a shit that Rose is there. He's not fighting for Rose. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't see him fighting for her to move in.
But you don't think he's fighting when he's like, I kind of am, though.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think he wants that to be perceived as him fighting, but really he's not. You know what I mean?
That's what I think.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, well, if that's what you guys say, good night, bye. And then they're like, okay, that was way too easy. Like, yeah. And of course they're wrong about why, but yeah, like, yeah, he's not very good at like acting, or Simon, not David, obviously.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then he of course goes back up to school.
Yeah.
And we get that hilarious scene. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to move out, okay?
And she's like, no, bye. See you later.
Yeah.
Like,
she sits down and continues doing her nails.
Yeah. And
they can't make me. They can't make me move out.
And she's right, though.
Yeah, that's what I have it in my notes. I'm like, she's right. Only you can, Simon.
And that's, thank you. That's exactly the problem, is like, when she first moved in, was like, oh, okay. I mean, he wasn't happy about it, but he never like expressed it to her. And so now she's got like squatters' rights, bro.
Yeah.
like she's in already.
I know.
Like, you know how you stop someone from moving them in? You bar them from the door. You don't let them bring all their shit in and spew all their rosiness all over the place and then go, yeah, but I never really wanted this, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Like, I mean, I don't like Rose. Don't get me, I'm not siding with her, but she's not wrong.
No, she's not. They can't make me. You're right. They can't.
You guys are grown-ass 21-year-olds who have made life choices.
But I agree. However, she is still... I don't want to say this word, but I'm going to. She's a fucking twat.
Yes.
I can't stand her.
That word.
Yeah. But I swear Eric visits them. He goes up there because Annie doesn't trust her own son. And dude, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, your spine is a little fucked right now.
I know. She keeps calling the house and Rose keeps answering.
Yeah.
And so she's like, Eric, call Simon. And because this. And Eric's like, okay, well, maybe she's like in the process of moving out. Like, he just got up there this morning. And she's like, I don't think so, dude. Like, you need to go up there. Like, go and get her the fuck out of there. Like, this is not happening.
Yeah. And Eric, what does he say to her on the phone?
Oh, well, like, yeah, he gives you like, he kind of like the benefit of the doubt, right? He's like, oh, Simon told us about your arrangement and we're not allowing that to be. And what does she say in response to that?
See, I can't even remember.
She's like,
I think she made it sound like she's not going to leave because they're adults or something.
Yeah, she basically does say well, we're adults, like, we've made our choices, like, whatever. And because Eric brings up the whole Sandy of it all, right? He's like, well, why don't you go live with your girlfriend Sandy? Because Sandy's there when he's talking to her.
Yeah.
Which is another thing. We already talked about this. How Sandy's also always there, which is really annoying.
Yeah, dude. I don't like how
you got your apartment. Go live in it, bitch. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Anyway, so Eric's like, well, why don't you two live together? And Rose's response to that is, well, I've already promised her the apartment where with the understanding that she'd live there alone.
Yeah.
So I can't go back on that. And I'm like, oh, so you're just gonna like twist the situation? Like, she's just.
Not only that, though, it's not their fucking responsibility, you moron.
I know.
It's not. The fact that you are actually twisting things to make it right in your head, you are certified fucking crazy.
She's going to try to tell Eric and Annie that the reason she has to live with Simon, like, or the reason that the right thing to do is to live with Simon is because she's already promised Sandy an apartment that she can live with alone. Bitch, go live somewhere else then. Yeah. You're not living here. Do you understand? That's not
Figure it out. You want to be an adult? You want to be married? Figure this shit out. Not in this apartment.
That's right.
It's not yours.
That's right. So then he goes up there, which, okay, good, fine. I get it. You're Eric, you're Annie, whatever. He goes up there. The problem I have with what he tells them is the idea that he's mentored or he's whatever at a lot of couples that lived together before they got married, and most of them are not happy. Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
There was a weird statistic about that, though. Once upon a time, I remember this, like, people that have lived together and then got married.
Okay.
It's weird. But it doesn't make sense.
My argument is that it's a false correlation. That it's not causation at all. You know what I mean?
But
that most people are just unhappy and they're going to end up like most marriages fall apart and who gives a shit?
I think he is just trying to come to Rose's liking to make her understand to leave because he's not going to tell Simon, you shouldn't be with this girl.
Yeah.
He's not going to, because he will lose his son.
Yeah.
He will lose his son.
Yeah.
He almost lost him to fucking Georgia.
And plus he's already tried telling him that they don't like her and that didn't work.
Exactly. So again, he's trying to somehow kind of be like a Rose here and manipulate it.
I would agree. Like no. Okay. Let me rephrase myself or let me start over and say this. When Eric says what he says, right?
Yeah.
I believe that he believes it. I believe that Eric believes, like, you know, most couples that got married that lived together first, they're not happy these days or whatever, or afterwards. But what I'm saying is me, Lady J, I look at that statistic or that belief or whatever, and I go, fuck that, because that makes no sense. That's not a causational relationship. Like, living together before you get married doesn't mean you're not going to be happy. Marriages end anyway, like whether you live together or you didn't. You know what I mean? I think it's a false correlation. But yes, I think it does serve Eric's purpose in this instance to even bring it up.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's something that he can use to kick Rose out of there.
Yeah. Well, Sandy too. Let's be real.
But Rose doesn't even take the bait, this bitch.
No. Besides that,
she's like, well, but some of them aren't they?
Yeah. But besides that, so when you hear Simon saying he doesn't want this,
I know that
and she refuses to listen.
Yep.
Oh, I don't buy that. I think it's because your parents got involved.
Yep.
God, Simon, put your foot down. This is when I'm going to say, you put your foot down and you be an asshole.
I know. This is what, I mean, like literally Eric comes up there to talk to them, right?
Yeah.
Rose shuts him down and goes like, no, I'm not going to let you guys dictate our life. Like, we are adults. We made a decision to live together. And if he doesn't want me to, like, if Simon doesn't want me here, then he can tell me himself.
Yeah.
And Simon's like, okay, but like, I don't. Like, I don't want you
this
here. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner, but like, I've never wanted this. I don't want this. And she's like, no, see you later. Bye. Like, bitch, it's the definition of insanity. Do you understand?
Yeah, like no doesn't exist in her reality.
She's completely fucking deluded, dude.
Yeah.
She's like literally certifiable.
Yeah, she's crazy.
If this Rose storyline doesn't end with she's like bipolar, she ends up in an insane asylum, whatever, then I just don't know. Oh, God. I mean, the writing's on the wall. So then it's funny.
But imagine it leaves with a heartwarming, like,
barf.
I can't no, what I'm saying is, like, imagine it ends. And it ends with you understanding Rose and her saying, you know, I think I just chased you because you wouldn't have sex with me. And so it was just a chase. No, I'm not kidding. What if the show wraps it up like that?
Nope. Shut it down, T. I will not only throw my pen down, I will throw this microphone down and never pick it up again. I'm not even exaggerating. If that's how this Rose storyline is going to end, and we're not going to get some sort of comeuppance or like satisfying closure to this debacle that is Rose, like, I just don't know anymore.
I know.
I just don't know.
I need a proper end. I need a proper ending with this.
And the only proper ending, I'm telling you, is that she ends up in a fucking insane asylum committed.
And Simon, oh my God.
And Simon also loses his shit because honestly, I'm kind of upset with Simon too at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fed up with him. It's like and then he fucking buys her a ring at the end of this episode. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Buys her a ring.
And then, oh my God, when she cuts herself off mid-sentence to be like, it's a full carrot in the middle, right?
Yeah.
T, oh my Lord, hold me back.
And she cares about the ring.
Hold me the fuck back.
Oh.
Dude. Mm-hmm. This bitch,
He has bad taste, though.
I know. I don't love that ring. It's like too blocky. But fucking Simon, man.
I know.
Fucking Simon. Like, what is your trauma? What happened to you? I mean, he killed someone, but still though.
So dumb. He's such a lost puppy.
It's really gross. It's not even sad anymore. It's just gross.
I know. It's a sad. Hate it. But man, Sarah Thompson.
The girl that plays Rose?
Yeah.
I know. You got to give it up for Sarah Thompson.
Good on you, dude. You are so good at making me hate you.
I know. And she must have known, too, that people were going to hate her.
Yeah.
Going into this.
She imagine, like, she went to the Seventh Heaven premiere or whatever, and she goes, hi! And everyone's like, this bitch.
You think they did premieres for the 10th season?
No, but, like,
show?
You know what I mean? Like, HBO, they have their parties. CW definitely had their parties, the new season is starting. Could you imagine she shows up, like everyone's like all smiling, like this bitch?
I'm sure the actors loved her.
Oh, I know, but like,
yeah, any fans though were definitely throwing shit.
She's all smiley and looks all cute, and you're like, she's the devil.
I know. Yeah, Sarah Thompson. I mean,
good on you. You did a good job on me hating you.
It was funny too. It's funny that we're talking about this because I think for the first time this episode, I was able to have that meta view.
Yeah.
Like I just think I was so caught up in my hatred of this character.
Yeah.
That it never occurred to me that like it's just words on a page. You know what I mean? Like that she's written this way, you know, like it's a choice. I've been so like wrapped up in how much I hate her and how vile and disgusting and manipulative and all the terrible things she is that like in an uncharacteristic turn for me, I was and then I was like, oh, but yeah, truly though, I mean, this is a choice, right? Like Brenda Hampton has written the most vile, awful, most terrible character. Like I get it. You know?
And it's the way she delivers everything because she never gets angry. You see her with a shocked face.
Always with a sprinkle of sugar.
Yeah. You see her like being shocked by things, like her eyebrows raised and like it's the most you see. But the moment she hears something that is not in her favor, no, I don't believe that. No, it's not even. She's all smiley. And
we did see her get angry in this episode, though, when she's angrily packing her boxes.
Yeah, she's just being bratty as fuck.
She rips the comforter off the bed and throws it in a box, and she's like shoving it in there while she's yelling at Simon. Yeah, it was. Honestly, Simon, change your locks. Oh my God. I don't even know. Change your locks and move. Just leave.
I know.
Leave and never look back. Drive across the country. Go back east. Do what you gotta do.
Or if she wants to move in with you, you pack all your shit, you give her the key, you leave. Like, you know, you leave it on the door.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
Oh my God. Sorry. I mentioned back east and I remembered I had a Lyft driver recently and we were talking about, as we record this, Thanksgiving just happened. And we were talking about Thanksgiving and he was like, how was your plans? And I was like, oh, fine, low key. And he's like, yo, like, are you from here? Like, you didn't have to travel or whatever. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I couldn't make it back east for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to go back for Christmas.
And you're like, fucking A, back east, huh?
Fucking back east. Like, but see, it makes sense if that's truly back east.
Yeah.
Like, if you're from there. But for these yahoos over here, like, no one's ever lived there. Like, what the fuck is back east?
Like, that happened to me whenever, well, no, actually, I've finished that sentence for him. I was in the car, taking an Uber to whatever location that I was going to, and this was in Arizona.
Our house divided.
I know, right? And so the guy's like, "Oh yeah," he goes, I was like, "No," he's asking me, "You're not from here?" I said, "Of course not." Back and forth, and he said, "Oh, he's from Buffalo," and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "So, have you been back east?" Like I said it, I was like, oh my God.
That's my favorite story of yours. I fucking love that, like, no one would get that but you and me and our listeners.
I just looked crazy because I looked over to the side and I started giggling like I'm laughing at my own joke.
Which no one even knew was a joke.
Yeah. It's just me in my head. Yeah, I'm crazy.
It's the greatest. Yeah, so fucking Rose, she's the worst. I hate her so much. Simon fucking proposed to her. I'm glad he didn't get down on one knee though, because if he had got down on one fucking knee, in addition to presenting her with the $1 million fucking ring he can't afford,
put it on credit. Oh,
barf.
Yeah, how much credit did he have?
Well, I mean, enough to buy a ring.
Yeah, clearly.
That's most people, I think. Most people buy rings on credit.
No.
I know. I know.
Yeah, no.
It's just, oh my god, and now the worst part is like because we know this engagement, this whole relationship's gonna go up in flames, but now he's compromised his principles, dude.
Yeah.
He's bought something on credit. Yeah. He's gonna put himself in debt. You can't return a ring, can you? I've never done that.
Actually, I don't know. I
suppose you could.
Couldn't you? If it's nothing's damaged.
If it's not nicked or scratched.
Yeah, I think they would have to see like how well kept it's been or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
because ultimately it's the diamond that matters, right? Because the band, you'll change the band anyway, whatever, you know.
I think you can give it back.
Okay, that's
or
good
you
to
can
know.
resell it somehow or
That's
something.
true.
You know, it's one or the other.
I suppose. But it's still though, you know what I mean? Like what bugs me the most about all of this is like Simon has like truly now more than ever, Simon has compromised the things that he believes in and stands for, rather.
Yeah.
For this bitch. And I'm just like, Simon, you're going to have to work real hard on yourself to come back from this now.
She's a nasty human. Truly.
She's the worst.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I don't know.
Leave.
I know. Just go back to the fucking planet you came from, you creep.
God, Simon, you know how to pick them. I can't wait till Rose finds out about Sandy.
I know. Oh, because you know that's gonna come.
I can't wait.
All of this Martin, Sandy, Simon, Rose shit is all just gonna go up in flames. It's gonna blow up in the most spectacular fucking blaze of our lives.
But, like, what a human I am. I'm like, yes, give me the drama. I want it to blow up in Rose's face. Oh, God.
No, but remember I said in the last episode or whatever, I was like, am I bad for hoping that this is what's gonna break the camel's back and she's gonna be jealous of Sandy and be like, I'm out of here. Like,
God, I hope so.
This bitch. Anyway. Did we do it? No, we did. We talked. I was going to say, we have to talk about Ruthie. We did talk about Ruthie. She turns down Sam, honestly.
Yes.
Tells him the truth, which is that she's just not interested.
She doesn't want nice.
Well, she doesn't tell him that, but she does say, like, well,
he does.
You're just not the guy for me.
Yeah. And he
maybe
says,
we can be friends. And he's like,
no.
And, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, to be fair, right? Ruthie gets what she wanted. She doesn't want him anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
It's not obviously she doesn't feel good that she hurt him.
Of course not. No, she doesn't like that, but
it's better that she be honest with him than like date him when she doesn't want to. You know what I mean? That's not the right solution. Because everyone keeps telling her like, well, just go out with him. What could it hurt? And it's like, she doesn't want to.
Yeah, she shouldn't have to just because he's a nice guy. Like, no, that shouldn't happen either. But
I mean, I get why Annie tells her that though, because Annie's hoping that she'll just get over this whole Jack thing or whatever, which she's still not. But you know, still.
And then Annie gives that advice about dating nice boys to the twins. Girls like nice boys. Yes. You don't have to buy them things to like you. And because they said, because Sam and David want to own money. And they want to buy their
Sam and David want to own money?
Yeah, they said we want to own money. It was really cute.
Did?
Yeah. They said we want to own money.
I don't remember them saying
Yeah, they asked Eric. So like if you need us to do chores, we'll do it. Aww. And then they're like, well, why don't you think about it for a couple of weeks if you want to buy stuff? And then they're like, okay, but do you guys still want to help? We'll get back to you in a couple of weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
It's cute little shit.
That is cute.
But of course they had new girlfriends by the end of this episode. What are their names again? I don't know.
But see, it's also like a little bit of a double standard though, right? Because with the twins, they're like, oh, don't commit too soon. You know, you're going to have lots of girlfriends, play the field, whatever. And then the minute they want to, like Ruthie wants to, date and hang out and stuff, they're like, oh, but don't grow up too fast. You know, like, well, which is it, Dad? Like, am I supposed to sow my oats and see a lot of people and, you know, meet a bunch of, like, am I supposed to date or aren't I? You know? Like, it's not fair that Ruthie gets the short end of the stick and the twins are like, yeah, it's fine, whatever, you know?
Oh, man.
But I mean, I get it. They're 6, but still, like, it's messaging. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's the messaging that we give our children early on that informs who they become as adults, like, or as people, you know, like, we talked about this, I think maybe last season. I can't quite remember the context, but I remember it being so clear to me. Like, this is the problem, is like the way that we talk to girls about dating versus boys about dating. You know, like, oh, it was when Ruthie wanted to date, somebody.
Who?
Remember, it was her first date, and all the men in her life were like,
Vincent?
Yes, it was Vincent.
Yeah.
Remember when they were all like, it's not you I don't trust, it's him I don't trust. And then, mind you, when it comes to boys wanting to date, the only conversation is like, show her a good time, be a gentleman. You know, it's like, okay, like, I don't know.
Nothing else?
It's weird. Like, we don't have to get into it again. But anyway. Yeah.
All right.
Did we do it?
I think so.
I feel like we did it.
I don't know if we missed anything, honestly.
I don't have any stray observations. I can think of. So let's rate this sucker. I almost called it a fucker.
I know, right?
And then I said it anyway.
I'm going to give it... I can't give myself a thumb up and thumb down on this. 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
2 thumbs down. Yeah.
Yeah, for me too. I think.
Something is... Like, it could have been a thumb up and thumb down, honestly. It could have been. But something about it is just not sitting well with me that I can't... Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
2 thumbs down.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There is something not quite there.
Don't know what it is,
Not quite sure either, but I don't know.
As we're moving the towns over the map. Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for us on this episode. As always, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts / iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as we've said before, tell a friend, you know, get the word out. Here we are, just 2 gals talking seventh heaven. Tell a
Talking
friend.
shit.
Pretty much, mostly. Yeah. Also, you guys, we're on Patreon, patreon.com /4 Heaven's Sake Pod. We've got our standard $5 tier where, you know, you become a heaven head and you get access to 2 bonus episodes a month of live commentary on movies that T has seen that I have not. There's like a lot already up there.
Oh, yeah.
As we speak. And you know, once you subscribe, you have access to that entire library. So that's like a lot of content for just $5 a month. Like, it's a bargain for sure. But also, as we are nearing our home stretch, we have our Keep the Lights On tier, which is just $1 a month, which is, come on, guys. I mean, that's the old classic of like, that's less than a cup of coffee. Yeah. Clearly.
Yeah,
like,
no, it really is.
That's less than like chips from the vending machine. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. It's super much a bargain. But what that does is, you'll get a shout out from us of whatever you want it to say. So you send us an email with whatever message you want, and we will say it. We will shout you out on the air. And then also, once a month, we're going to do like little behind the scenes, like a little bonus clip for you guys. It might be visual, it might be audio, it might be both. Imagine if there was a visual with no audio. Like, why would we do that?
Like a silent film.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
black and white.
Just brainstorming up a storm here.
Look at this.
But yeah, so you'll get access to that. And yeah, so check it out. That's patreon.com /4 Heaven's Sake Pod, which also happens to be all of our social media handles. And you can send us an email at the word for Heaven's Sake Show @gmail.com, where, you know, you can write to us about your thoughts on an episode, questions you have for us, anything really, and we'll read them and we'll respond. Sometimes we read them on the air, and that's fun. So yeah, so that's gonna do it for us. Until next time, bye.
Bye.